Welcome back to MFO, guys. We're on the water, but we are going to talk today about how you can make your graphs and your waypoints work for you. I think, and I did this for a long time, a waypoint was simply just a dot where I had caught a fish. Maybe I used a waypoint to say, oh, there's some structure there. Maybe it's a brush pile or a rock pile, or so I would use it as a either I caught a fish there or it was something that would typically hold fish. And I would maybe change the icons so that, oh, that was a fish or that was an icon that said rock or something like that. That was the only thing my waypoints did for me. And I thought that was what a waypoint was. Well, you can get a lot more use out of your waypoints. And I'm going to turn around and show you on my graphs exactly what you can do to get a little more information and to get a little more data on each of your waypoints so that it becomes more useful for you the more waypoints you got. So stick around and we'll show you how to do that when we come back. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher. We're out here on the water. We're going to show you, actually kind of put the camera on the hummingbirds and kind of show you how to get a little bit more information in each of your waypoints as we're doing this. Guys, before we do this, if you haven't, please hit the subscribe button and join Mark Fisher Outdoors. Check us out Monday through Friday. We do tips like this. We've got Underwater Wednesdays, industry news, things like that. We'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button and join the Mark Fisher Outdoors community Monday through Friday. So let's get on to this thing. I'm going to flip the camera around and I'll show you what we're doing here. So I've got this is Pickwick Lake that I've got put up here, and one of the first things that I want to show you, I'm just going to zoom in. You see these waypoints here. These waypoints, the ones that are by my finger, those are in gold or yellow. And then these two waypoints here, that one and that one, are in red. So the first thing that I do that helps me get a little bit more information out of my waypoints is that each year I will use a different color icon so that I know those red icons there, those are 2025 icons. These icons here are from 2023, the gold ones, the last time I was on Pickwick. So yes, when I'm here this year, I know that these red ones are from this year, but I know that this is where I caught fish when I was here in 2023. So that's the first thing that I would suggest that you do. And really all you got to do to do that, when you go to your waypoints, you hit mark, you go to your waypoints, you come up here and you can choose which color icon you want to use. So this year, like I said, I'm using red. In the past I've used gold. There's all sorts of different colors you can use, and so that way you can kind of color code your years when you're putting waypoints out there. Okay, now that's not the only thing, so let's close this out, and I just put a waypoint there, so we'll just call that a waypoint for right now. Now let's say that on that waypoint, and this is going to be kind of interesting since that waypoint's up there on land, but let's say I want to get a little bit more information and put a little bit more information on that waypoint. You see, I went up to that waypoint and I can scroll down here, and when I hit full information for that waypoint, waypoint 156, I've got a notes section. So I can go down to edit notes, and now what I can do is I can literally type in, let's say that one was a a 4-pound bass, and it was on a bed. And it was next to a tree. So I've got that information now on there, and then I just save that note, and then when I'm going back and you know, kind of looking at where my waypoints are, I've got that waypoint, I've got that information. So now, you know, the other thing, you know, if I'm gonna put a waypoint here, I go to mark waypoint. It's red because, oops, we're gonna go over to color, because see how I got it on gold? So I want to edit the color. So I'm going to change that to red. See how I changed that back to red, because that's this year. Now I want to go up to the note box. I can go over to info, edit my notes. And on this one, that was a 2-pound bass, and let's say I caught him on a chatterbait. And I might even say 4 foot water. And I save it. So now I've got that note saved there. These notes help me when I'm trying to decide, like if it's a bed fishing tournament, you know, do I want which fish do I want to go to first? Where were the bigger fish? What was I catching them on? Did I forget that, oh, I had a stretch where I was catching them on chatterbaits? Things like that. And so you can put your notes on your waypoints so that you can go back and refer to them later. These are little things that I think, like I said, back in the day, I had a little notepad that I wrote this stuff down, and now you can literally just save it on your screen, which means you have it forever, which means you can go back, and now because your waypoints are color coded, you can go back and look, well, at this time of year when we were here in 2023, this is what was going on. Now that I'm here in 2025, do I think it's going to be the same? Do I think they're going to be earlier or later in the seasonal progression? And you can use that information, you know, so that it's helpful. You're not necessarily going to go right back to those same waypoints. Maybe you are, depending on the time of year and things like that. But they still give you more information. And obviously, the more information we have, the better we are when we're out there fishing. So guys, let your waypoints do a little bit more work for you. I hope you found this information helpful, and we will see you again tomorrow on another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. Take care, everybody.